So they started the season at home 3-0 and then had a 5-game away stretch. And in those 5 games, they managed to go 1-4, with the last 2 losses to the Detroit Pistons and the Memphis Grizzlies. And after last night's game against the Memphis Grizzlies, JJ Reddick voiced his displeasure with the team.
Yeah, I think LeBron was fantastic tonight. I mean, the biggest thing that stood out, I mean, I had no idea he had 39 until I'm not looking at the box scores during the game, but, you know, he played hard. You know, he's almost 40 years old and played the hardest on our team. Says a lot about him.
Were you satisfied with the effort that you got from everyone else?
None of us are.
And with that, that's JJ Reddick's post-game comments. He's almost 40 years old, yet he's the hardest working player on this team. Referring to LeBron James, who had 39 points and went 15 of 24 from the field against the Memphis Grizzlies. Ultimately, not doing much for the team because they lost. The rest of the starters combined for 42. D'Lo got benched in the second half because he wasn't hustling. It goes back to the game before, the Detroit Pistons. What did JJ say after that? He said, quote, "We need to start the game with a little bit more pride defensively. We're all disappointed after the loss to the Pistons. Hustle." Reddick also said, "We want to see 7 to 8 guys hustling, playing their best ball, just working hard. We only got two of them doing that." Well, let's take a guess at who those 2 are. LeBron is one, obviously. Anthony Davis is the other. What's going on with the Lakers? They're 4-4, and there's a lot of problems going on with this team. And I think it's just showing that there's unraveling occurring. And it's because of the Lakers' inability to make moves, to make decisions in the offseason and get the right guys on this team. In all honesty, this reminds me of the late years of Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers. They gave him a bunch of nothing. He had Paul Gasol, Anthony Davis, granted, better than Paul Gasol. LeBron's playing better than Kobe. But when you have this elite talent in LeBron James, a GOAT, greatest of all time, and you have this elite player and this awesome MVP in Davis, and you go out there and you don't bring in the right guys, it just makes for a sad franchise. A team with all the attention in the world look really, really down bad and miserable. And that's what's going on. How do you assemble a team in Los Angeles, the biggest brand in sports, with the biggest name in sports in LeBron James, with an MVP in Davis, and you give them nothing to succeed with? You have a D'Lo who, according to Reddick, isn't hustling. But also as a team, how do you not work hard? You have a chance of competing for a title and at the minimum just playing well and getting a large contract value, because if there's one thing we know about LeBron, he'll get his guys paid. Tristan Thompson got paid $80 million over 4 years because of a good year of which working hard at center. The Lakers didn't make moves this offseason. It goes back to Pelinka not being able to assemble teams. Things are unraveling in Los Angeles and unraveling fast. But I think it's pretty easy to tell why. And that's because of their inability to bring the right guys on their team to help elevate them together as one around LeBron and Anthony Davis. Switching from the Lakers to Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones spoke with Micah Parsons, and apparently the deadline told Parsons, hey, Micah, back in 1971, we started the year off 4-3. We didn't play good football, and we were switching between QBs. And then we had Roger Staubach, and he emerged, and we went on to go to the playoffs, and we had a lot of success. And told Micah Parsons at a deadline, trying to explain the Jonathan Mingo deal, why they acquired him, and why this team is going to succeed. But at the end of the day, they're not switching to a Hall of Fame QB. They're switching from their franchise quarterback, Dak Prescott, to a QB who's had 9 touchdowns in 7 years in the NFL, in Cooper Rush. What's going on in Dallas? Obviously, as an owner, obviously as a team, you don't want to give up on winning. And you're not going to tell your players, we're going to win. But there's also this realization that Jerry Jones needs to make at some point and say to himself, well, you know what? Maybe this team just isn't built to succeed. And you have to make hard decisions. I like Lamb. I like Dak. But it might be moving off of Zach Barn and moving off of Micah Parsons to get some capital to fix the interior D-line and to add some value and not have all these players eating up all the salary cap. And it's this false hope that Jerry Jones has that constantly comes back and backfires on him. I'm not saying go out there and tank the year away. No team should. But I think, based on what he said, it sounds like not only does he have hope for this year, but he has hope for the future with the same roster. But as we've seen the past 3 years, they're a first-round exit type of team. They can't win the playoffs. And they're a team that can't control the line of scrimmage. What do all the best teams in the NFL do? Control the line of scrimmage. The Chiefs, the Lions, the 49ers, both sides of the ball. The D-line, the O-line dominates. And that's what the Cowboys is missing. And with this mindset that Jones has of, hey, we can go out there and compete this year, it tells you that he thinks they can compete next year, when reality is they can't. And this should be used as a wake-up call in terms of a reset year, seeing that things didn't work out and that they need to make moves, potentially move off of Parsons. Time will tell. But Jerry Jones, you have to make a realization that this isn't the team that's going to get it done. It's time to make some moves.